Greta Gerwig's The Chronicles of Narnia Remake could actually deliver a brand new never-seen-before story from the world of Narnia. The novels, which were written by the incredibly prolific C.S. Lewis and published between 1950 and 1956, have proven popular with multiple generations of audiences. And, in the years since their publication, they have been adapted into film, TV, radio, and stage plays. But with 7 distinct novels in the series, some stories have been adapted more than others. The most popular story to adapt has been The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the first published novel in the series, but the books are not set in chronological order. Instead, later novels go back in the world of Narnia's timeline to when this world first began. And according to Jason Isaacs, who is potentially attached to the upcoming Gerwig-directed series, this latest adaptation could finally explore the origins of Narnia on screen for the first time. Greta Gerwig's Narnia Remake may be the first adaptation set before the Pevensies. Narnia as it's never been seen before. In a recent interview, Jason Isaacs made a statement relating to the upcoming Narnia series for Netflix where he seemingly confirmed it would adapt the lesser-known novel, The Magician's Nephew. While the Pevensies children are certainly the most popular characters, and the protagonists from the majority of the Narnia novels, they were not present when the world of Narnia first came into being. In order to tell this story, Lewis opted to go back in time, 1,000 years before the events of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, and create a narrative about Narnia's origins. While the novel is an important part of the series, and it further defines the world of Narnia, the story from The Magician's Nephew has never been brought to the big or small screen. Even in the popular film series from the 2000s, it only got as far as the 3rd novel before the series was retired. Meanwhile, The Magician's Nephew sits as the second-to-last published novel, which may be part of the reason why the story has never received an adaptation. A Narnia prequel could be exactly what's needed to revive the franchise. The best place to start is the beginning. As mentioned above, the 2000s film series did manage to cover the events of the first 3 novels, and it did so with a reasonable degree of success. So, despite 2 decades having passed from that time, there will be many people who remember those films fondly. In order to make Greta Gerwig's new adaptation stand out, and feel like something that adds to the stories rather than simply rehashing what has already been done, it makes sense to focus on the prequel story rather than follow the established series in order. While Lewis himself left The Magician's Nephew until the 6th book, this expansion does a lot to enhance the quality and depth of the original novels. And for fans who would prefer to move chronologically through the world of Narnia, it makes sense to start with this novel. So, of course, it also makes sense for the latest adaptation to offer up the context and preview for the stories before shifting focus to the Pevensies children and their adventures in Narnia. The Magician's Nephew has been begging for a movie adaptation for years. Narnia needs to adapt The Magician's Apprentice to move forward. While The Magician's Nephew comes later in the Narnia series of books, it also benefits from additional years of experience and thought from the author. C.S. Lewis is an incredibly talented storyteller, and his gift for this only increased over the years he actively wrote. Narnia was also potentially the most popular series he created, and with 7 books in the series, the story is so much larger than can be explored in a single movie. The result is that this beautiful story has gone under the radar for those who have only watched the adaptations. The story is creative, expressive, and unique from the rest of the series. Aslan remains as an anchor who connects this film to the others, and seeing how the world of Narnia came to be is a rich and worthy story that is crying out to be told. As beautiful and magical as the world of Narnia is, it is made even better with the knowledge of how this world came to be, and The Magician's Nephew is the perfect story to bring this story out of obscurity. If it's Greta Gerwig's intention to kick off the Chronicles of Narnia series with this story, it's the perfect starting point.